Hello everybody and welcome to part 24 of my God King Boudicca series. We have some things to address at the top of the episode. The first one I wanted to point out is that now that these archers are shooting along the boats, we don't need this musket man here. He's going to be heading over here, so I'm going to take this musket man and start heading him west. And the reason for that is we're about to get a great musician, so if we're going to bring that over there, it would really be helpful to have somebody that could travel with him. So that's the first thing, little thing. Second little thing is in Bratislava we can actually revoke protection, and this is useful to do because as you can see our rep does not go down. However, if they got bullied and they said, hey, come protect us like you said you would, and we say no, we're not going to do that, then we'll actually lose, I think it was like 20 favor. And of course now that we're not protecting them, the possibility of them offering a quest for us to protect them goes up. Now the next thing has to do with a big mistake I made in the last part. It's actually a mistake I make with Liberty play in general, and that is specialist slots. When you have a wide empire, knowing full well that each one's not going to grow nearly as tall as it would, in a tradition game you want them to grow. You want them to grow as much as you can, to pick up as much hammers off the ground as you can. And that's all well and good, but I'm about to give you a demonstration here. Remember the number 400. That's an easy number to remember. And while you remember that, also try to remember the number 1 plus 8 is 9, plus 11 is 20, plus 14 is 34. So 34 turns to get into modern era, be eligible for an ideology. 34 turns, 400. Alright, so let's go into our cities. And let's fill up all the non-gold specialist slots wherever we can, however we can. So like here, we're going to pull a food off the growth. It's going to grow 2 turns slower. That sucks, but here we go. And we're going to do this in all of our cities. We're going to go 1 there to go there, 1 there to go there, and 1 there to go there. Now keep in mind, at least in this city, we are anchored with a very good growth tile to kind of drive growth, so it's slower, but it will still grow. In Truro, we're going to do this to go to the university. And we'll pull off another 2 food tile to go into workshop. This city is almost screeched to a halt, and that's fine. We're going to continue with this demonstration here. Here, this is only 1 food, so that's not going to be too big of a deal. Although it was 33% of the food here, so there's that. And we had queued up a zoo, but as you can see now, this city no longer needs a zoo. The zoo would come out before we're at 10 pop, and we'd only get 1 happiness. So instead, let's go ahead and build a musket man. We'll bolster our military somewhat, which is good because we're all spread out and everything. In this city, we'll take off a 2 food tile to populate that, and a 2 food tile to populate that. We're building a granary here, so that'll help make up for that. And that's one of the nice things about doing what we're doing, is that granaries become more of an option, more of a good idea. So we'll get to that in a little bit. Now this city is really hard, and it breaks my heart to even have to do it here, but we do. So we're going to pull from this tile first, especially when it's just about to grow, but we got to do this, and you'll see why once it's all done. Here's 2 food. It would pull off the gold, but we need to focus on the growth, so we'll do that. And this one's not making any gold yet, so we'll do this. And yeah, we slowed this down a great deal, but this provides as much science as that. So yeah, for this purpose we could do that for now. Keep on moving here. We'll pull off of this tile to do this. This will be 10 pop by time the zoo is finished, and it's not a circus city, so we'll leave that the way it is. And then we'll go on from there. But you can see we've landed at 462. You know, napkin math says that's 15% more science. That's huge. That's bigger than the rationalism opener, which is significant because we're playing wide. This is one of the advantages we have in playing wide, is a lot of specialists. And now let's look at our timing here. 1 plus 7 is 8, plus 10 is 18, plus 12 is 30. We knocked 4 turns off of our ideology with this 15% increase in science. Now the downside to this is, yeah, we're not working the land as much, so these cities will grow slower, but that's fine because that means the newer cities like Penzance, which is all Plains River, these 2 cities blew up pretty quick. And that's the last thing I wanted to address. These cities blew up a little too quick, in fact. We do have the happiness to do it. Oh, and the reason we have the happiness is because we were emergency slamming home a whole bunch of Kaylee halls everywhere, working high production everywhere to get them off the ground because we were in a happiness emergency, probably because we weren't working our specialist slots. And like I said, this is a problem I have working in general. So here's an example of the kind of thing I mean. Like, we already have a market up in the city. We don't need it to grow all that fast. We're only going to Coliseum up now, and that'll be a total of 5 local happiness, but this has 7, soon to be 8. So we can come over here and like pick up an extra hammer and some gold. Yeah, we'll grow just a slightly bit shorter, but you know, we could even go so far as to pulling off of here to work the extra hammers. If we had been doing that from the get-go, like have 2 really good growth tiles and then add a breaking tile, and then just let it grow as fast as it can while continuing to work those hammers, we would build stuff quicker, get it all caught up quicker, and our ability to offset the unhappiness would be like more of on an even keel with the actual growth. But because happiness is as well as it is, I think we can get away with not doing that. But that is something I wanted to bring up. In this city, we kind of are already doing that because we're working the science on the ground here. So we're not going to make any changes there. As for Penzance, not really much we can do here. We don't have access to any good production tiles. As we pick up more freshwater tiles, as you can see here, we can get off the hill, you know, and stuff like that. But anyways, that's everything that I wanted to bring to attention. We do have extra cocoa, so we're going to try and keep an eye on this guy's gold, so that once he's able to buy something, we can sell it to him. Anyways, without further ado, let's keep an eye on all of this, including this horse here, because we want... I don't know if this is extra or not. I mean, it says we have extra, but we're about to lose Bratislava, so let's wait till it comes back to our turn and double check that, because we don't want to leave ourselves where we run out of happiness. Yeah, dude, I was just telling them that you need cocoa. We'll get back to that as soon as you got some money. We can keep and check on that every single turn. Keep eyes on that. Make sure it's happening.
Architecture.
Alright, architecture's here. Not a big deal. Still doesn't have gold, so we can skip over that. City connection to Ramsey, which makes sense because we had pre-built the roads. At the end of the last part, we had bought Geneva's favor because we had a lot of cities asking for whales, and this is one of only 2 whales on the map, the other being in a Shoshone city up here. The only 2 whales I can find here, so we just bought them to get the whales. So we have a lot of cities, and this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. Like here, we're gonna have all the Love the King days in all these cities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 cities. We just pulled some citizens off the ground, but we got a multiplier on the food we are getting. So it kind of goes hand in hand, and that's part of the reason why we wanted to do something like that. All right. Since we did pull the citizens off of Cardiff, it's not absolutely expressly important that we work this. We should do it at some point, just because this isn't just freshwater, it's river. And keep in mind, we are on the way to hydro plants and electricity. We're going to hit scientific theory as a requisite. So we will want somebody to work that sooner rather than later. He's in the way. I mean, this worker could reach that right now, but we'll go reach this instead. We have a worker down in Truro, 1 in Dublin. The one in Dublin's pretty much out of stuff to do. Maybe we should get like an archer or 2 over here to play with the boats. I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. So maybe just bring this worker over here. Alright. Okay, Anteater has declared war because they're allies with Carthage, and now they're no longer... Oh, that's funny. No longer friends with Kuala Lumpur. Kiev desires, we're not going to do that. Simon and the Inca no longer allies. So let's just click on this to get up to Anteater and lickety split. And we'll make peace with them. Alright, there we go. Everything is addressed. We'll take a look at our workers. We got this guy. Oh, right after we cleaned up all of our tile assignments. Well, luckily we did keep the guy there, so this works out just fine. It's fewer hammers than if we came in here, but we get food and gold, which, you know, obviously that's going to be helpful in other ways. So, and that's always been my thinking, as you've seen through the course of this game, is just grow as much as we can, and the ones on the ground will pick up all the stuff, and there's some merit to that. But he wants to finish, but This guy has nothing to do, so maybe we have him finish, because it's not like we need this right now, right? We already have a hill. Here's another good example of the kind of thing I was talking about. We only have one good growth tile. Everything else around here only has 2 food on it. So building a granary here ahead of a library might have made sense since we have the kick-ass happiness. We're pretty much done with this library, so we'll rectify that momentarily. And in the city it would have been 3 food, because we already had a hill tile we could grow into every single turn, so let's just ramp it up, that kind of thing. And this is a good enough breaking tile, and we can pick up hills beyond that. So yeah, this guy, we don't want to interfere with our druidic lore just yet. I mean, we can, but we've got plenty of workers, so no rush there. So let's have this guy just kind of come down. I don't know what he would do. Looks like he's done as well. So he'll come and he'll finish the hill there. We have workers, and he's going to get started. So he's going to be sunk for a while. He's going to be sunk for a little while longer. He just freed up so he can come rip this up. So perhaps this guy should come down to Cardiff, because we had already identified that Cardiff was had a tile to develop and other stuff too. We already counted it out last episode. We're going to have these workers split up like on a 1-to-1 basis, more or less, you know, going heavy on the new settlements and such. Alright, so Penzance grows in 2, both freshwater. So let's come here and start on a farm. If we grow to this, we can hop over, otherwise we can just hit the river. Hop over the river and go like so. He's going to escort the great musician. He's going to dance like so. Alright, so things get ugly over here. We had some people to come and help, but now we don't need the help. Speaking of visibility, he could be here, see this tile, and still have all the same coverage. So let's do that. I'm glad I noticed that, because I was just thinking these guys could come back down. In fact, with this guy, let's see, he's finishing the road tile. Yeah, with this guy, we'll come onto the road. He can come down here and be as a blocker. We'll get this guy onto the road, and now he can zoom ahead. We were talking about bringing a couple archers over here. It looks like as far as approaching Utique, there's not much room. Let's see, he's healed up, so we'll bring him over. This guy's the one that does not have double tap. So we have 3 here. How close are you to double tap? Very close. Okay, so yeah, we'll be able to put in 6 shots per turn just approaching Utique from the east. And we're not really in a rush to take this. We got boats and stuff. We'll just, you know, slaughter everything we can. Because that was the whole reason we went to war with her, was to cut her army down. Alright, so let's see here. This guy can reach there. And this guy can double tap there. This forest is in the way, so unfortunately we can't get past that. We're just going to heal up there. We could jump here for visibility's sake. We'd only pick up 1 tile. And we kind of want to box this guy in because we have these workers here. Quebec City is the one that we want to get captured first. And this one's iffy, so we'll do that. And that's another thing about all the workers we were talking about, is someone might want to come over to the west to help with down here, to come up here to build a road. I don't know. All kinds of stuff. Once we do push through, this 1 great general should be enough so this guy could break off. Maybe head down to Denmark, since we're piling units up there. That makes sense, right? We're getting close to getting a 3rd. And this would be the more active warfront, so I don't know. We also got these guys down here. How did the boat run away? Oh, 50. Okay, so he chose to heal. So we'll go like this, and then we'll go like this. Not enough to kill him. But if we had a great general here, we might have. So there you go. Let's see. He's pulling back, basically. It's going to take 2 turns to get here. So let's come here for the visibility. And come here so we maintain over here. This is a good spread. And then we'll come do dances on the hills or whatever. Let's see. Dublin grows in 12. Alright, so we'll just clean up some farms around here or something. Get the hills. We do want to get as many hills developed as possible. We're on our way to finding aluminum. And probably after that, we might go into industrialization to find the coal as well. I don't know. We're going to have lots of stuff to build. I'm not sure about what to do after ideology. But luckily, that is later on. So we'll pull him back here so he can also heal. All these guys are healing. And you sit tight, because we got to cover this guy anyway, and then we'll back out when it's prudent to do so. He's going to do a farm here on this hill. This is going to be a good city, and perhaps a good example of the thing I was talking about. Ultimately, we're going to pick up 2 bananas and the horse, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pop. All have special tiles, so this city is going to be wonderful. I can't wait. Alright, so I'm moving along here. Horsey ran away rather than capturing Quebec City. Okay. Alright, borders of Glasgow grow. Where does that leave us for the future? Lake tile. Okay, so we can continue to ignore Glasgow. It's all developed. It's a shame we weren't able to pick up this tile. That would have done wonders for this city. Ugh, damn you, Antwerp. I'm learning a lot as far as that goes from the beginning where we bought this tile. You know, just plain not taking chances. This was a tremendous oversight, and unfortunately we're going to be punished for it the rest of the game in that city. Anteater desires Porcelain Tower, no longer ally of Bratislava. Bratislava is bankrupt. Alright, so you always like to see that, them coming up with a quest right as they drop off. They want us to give them a gift, and let's take a look at this. Any gift will do. Since it is a quest, these numbers are not accurate. It's 15 plus whatever the quest completion. It doesn't say here. They're like 40, 50. I don't actually know. But plus the 15 would be way more than 30, which means we could immediately recoup some of that by selling wine to, say, this guy. So that might actually, especially given their tactical placement, this would probably be worthwhile. And the culture aspect of things too, you know what I mean? Like, we don't want to be forced to take filler policies, but like this would be a good one to have. We could start coming here to bring our great scientists around sooner, which would, you know, get us closer to the ideology sooner. Which, by the way, that's the other reason to pump this up with all them specialists, is now when we do get a great scientist, he's going to be significantly more potent, 15% more, so absolutely. So yeah, I don't see anything wrong with go ahead and give this people a gift. So let's see, 59 plus 15 would be 74, and you see we're actually 94, so it was only 20. That's unfortunate. But that means we got 35 for the price, for half the price of what 40 would have cost us. So it's pretty worth it. Anyways, we're going to have them as an ally for more than 30 turns, so we can afford to get rid of our wine now. What kind of exchange rate will this guy even... Oh, he doesn't have money. That's why we're not trading with him. Never mind. We do need to keep checking on that, though, because we do have extra cocoa. Unfortunately, the only other people that give us anything will only give us 3 per turn. So this was not a... if it was just about money, this would not be a good idea, but the fact that they'll continue to fight for us is pretty handy, as you can see here. They can't just zoom past, they now have to fight. But anyways, that'll be, what, 90 gold we recoup, having spent 250. So not a good deal, but we also get the military units fighting for us, which is rather timely at the moment. Alright, so we dealt with all of that gold support given to Bratislava. I'm a little disappointed it was only 20 rep, because right now our money wants to go towards a public school in the capital right away, so that the multipliers can get to work. Colosseum is finished here. Another thing we can do with our Liberty cities to make them grow, and reason to work on like a breaking tile, for example, is the aqueducts. I think moving forward, that's why I will plan on building aqueducts in all my cities, like we have been doing thus far. As far as my choice of what to build, I'm more or less going by tech. This is rather arbitrary, but you can see the aqueducts are in line with the culture and the temple. But there's a strategic reason for it here. Keep in mind the city has access to a good number of its own jungle tiles, so we do want to be able to get university in here. We want to have citizens to work everything, work the specialist slots as we provide them. Alternatively, we could go straight into a workshop to give ourselves a, and with the amount of growth we have here, that's not actually a bad idea, and then that would help us build the aqueduct that much quicker. Would we be able to get workshop and aqueduct in time for the next citizen? Probably not, so let's just do an aqueduct. Settler is done in the capital, so let's build a zoo. Bank is done in Dublin. So let's see, we're at 10 pop right now. Too soon for a zoo, in other words. So yeah, let's build a musket man there. Truro is done with the caravan. Let's see, they are 10 pop, they are Circus City. And the reason why I keep mentioning Circus City is that's another 2 happiness that other cities don't have. So in this case, 10 is Coliseum plus Circus plus Pagoda plus Mosque plus Cayley Hall. That's 10. So we don't actually need to build a zoo in this city until we're, 12 pop. So we can focus on military or, other stuff. But none of this other stuff's really worthwhile. Maybe the science, but yeah. We do have a lot of holdings, multiple fronts, so increasing our military presence is never going to be a bad thing. Let's see, we'll have him step over here. Ultimately, he's going to end up here, but kind of looking for boats right now. I'm going to have this guy stick on the elbow. Oh, there's a boat. Nice. Looks like he's in retreat, though, unfortunately. But along the coast here, we do have zone of control. This is ocean, right? As is this. Yeah, so both of these are, if any of her boats should happen to come this way. So I kind of want to stay here for the time being. And then you can go back to sleep. We're going to continue checking in with that guy. Alright. We have a caravan here. And would like a trade route. So let's satisfy that. Let's see. Trade routes available. We'll go by reverse city name. Big listings. Let's see. 4.9, 5.7 in Edinburgh. So that's what we're going to do. Move it to Edinburgh. Before I do, let's move the settler. I don't want him getting ejected. Radar. Is that the Japanese scout? Yeah. Okay. There we go. Alright, so now... Whoops. Edinburgh, right? Yeah. Move to Edinburgh. Sometimes the citizens get ejected if, like, you have multiple non-combat units. It sucks. Anyways, we're just going to develop that hill. We'll finish this farm here. He's just going to finish that. Heal once more. These guys are healed. Let's see. He's coming down here for visibility. That's good enough. He can jump to the other hill next turn. There's no point in coming here. We'll stay in the hills. So he wants to come play fish in a barrel over by Zanzibar. He could do the same. He is a double tapper. And he's got 1 hex on that guy, so good enough. As for all of this... Okay. So... he can step to shoot that guy. Nice. He now can step in. And now both of these can step and shoot onto the city tile if need be. Let's see. We'll move him forward for visibility. And then back and back up. That way that swordsman can't reach anybody. There was another unit here. I didn't pay enough attention. But I think pushing in is the way to go either way. Oh, pikemen. Swordsman could come here. Pikemen and bombard. That's going to be kind of brutal, actually. That's unfortunate. We'll single tap there and then move in. I'd like to double tap that, but with this guy getting focused on, we want him to be... And then we can leave this great general here because we'll have room to zoom on him next turn, in theory. And since this guy's getting beat up, let's bring in replacement. Let's see. Workers want to advance. Which means we want to get this great general out of the way. This great general has 2 movement points. So this great general can come here, and now this great general can just go anywhere else. And so we do it this way. There we go. Alright. So we have this worker here, who's on the city tile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So... Basically, I'm looking to leapfrog this guy when he does the road, so that he gets started on the road here. same turn, and he finishes, the other guy leapfrogs, and then one can do the cattle while the other one picks up the forest, or something like that. So, you know, let's go do that. We'll have a very brief game of leapfrog here. I guess we could pre-build a farm here, not that I ever intend to complete it, but... And then he's heading down to Cardiff, give or take, I believe, and he's coming over to rip this up. He's just dancing. He's going to escort the great musician, and he's healing up. He is pretty much healed up. Don't know if we're going to need another one here. We have 2. We do have workers. Tough call, huh? Okay. You know, it occurs to me, if we were to go for Carthage, I don't know if we're going to take Carthage. I don't even know if we're going to keep Utique, but maybe having, since I have extra melee here, maybe having them go this way instead of having the archers come off this way might have been something. We can do that with a melee. He just won't have any backup. We'll just, for eyes, have another capture, that kind of thing. Once he heals up, he can come in through here if that's what we need, or come over here, more of the same, I don't know. Alright, we'll talk in with our workers here, and everything looks good, so there we go. We're gonna let them come back. Oh, they're embarking, folks. This is very good. This is very good. Alright. Okay, so, may purchase with faith. Ramsey has flipped, so there you go, have a mosque. Perfect. And Ramsey has grown, so we'll work this tile for the time being. Penzance grows. Okay, so we'll get this guy over the river. Berlin grows, that's good news, because we were struggling as it was. Okay, so we got to get into this slot. I know that doesn't give us any more food, but so what we can do in the meantime, 22 and 10. Let's try this. 18 and 11. I mean, it's the best we can do here, right? While working on the specialist slots. Maybe we should have done that sooner. That's okay. There's so much going on in that city, it really is hard to see everything all at once. Alright, so we were moving down there, and it looks like the settler would have taken his place, so there we go. Hopefully he won't be there when we go to move the great musician through. Okay, hill there, we'll have to keep that in mind. Somebody should get on that. This guy's finished here, right? And that's basically all he's doing right now is helping with Nantes. So if he comes here, 1, 2, 3, it's going to take us a couple turns to get over that hill, no matter how we do it. So what we can do instead, since this guy was already coming down, we'll have him do the hill, and then he'll go over to Cardiff. That makes sense to me. Ramsey flips, we already addressed that. Gems and horses. Alright, let's take a look at this guy's gold, still non-existent. So horses, we want this guy here, because he's going to give us... Well, he only has 1 gold, that sucks. Alright. We might be able to get 1 for 1 here. Alright, there's the horses addressed. He looks like he would do the gems. Because gems we have tons of, right? Yeah, we're going to have gems for a while, so... he goes like that. Very good. And we also have cocoa, which Bakal's expressing an interest in. We still have extra cocoa, so we're still going to have some for Pachacuti whenever he gets into some money. Alright, Bucharest recognizes your great musician. Which one's Bucharest? Okay, friendly. More culture, that's good. Losing grasp on Zanzibar. Let's take a look at that. That's a problem, huh? We'll lose the porcelain, but we can stomach it, number one. They are asking for a great writer, which we are working on, number two. And then number three is if we lose the porcelain, then somebody might ask us for porcelain, and when we get it back later, we can make that happy for them. Can no longer construct Leaning Tower of Pisa for Kiev. Kiev longs for culture. I think we're in a position to lock that up. And so that's everything. Alright. Build queue. Alright, so let's get a granary up here. I should have done that before the circus in this city. There we go. Granary is finished here. That'll help, especially since we are working a wheat tile here. Where does that take us? That's on to Cayley Hall or Bank. Normally we'd be doing Bank first. We are in an expand and conquer phase right now. Where we expand to next, we'll get the silk, so that city will kind of pay for itself at first. Alright. But after that, we start drying up, because if we continue planting cities, I was looking at someplace here. One option, since we are getting another great general soon, is what if we burned down Utique but settled our own city, like, say, well, let's say on this, right on the copper here, for example, and then we dropped a great citadel here to pick up the water tiles. That way we would have the unique luxury in a city that we're starting on our own terms without actually being coastal vulnerable. And I know the reason why I'm thinking like that is because Japan is coastal and they've been hating us for a while. We don't care about Copenhagen. It's a puppet. We can't buy faith buildings there. And same thing when we take over Carthage, if we take over Carthage. But keep in mind, we only warned her to kill her army off, which we're succeeding in doing. So if we take Carthage and then somebody else takes it, no big deal. We don't want to be coastal vulnerable if we can avoid it. So this is ideas. But it matters as far as deciding, what was it, the build we were deciding on? Cayley Hall versus Bank. Well, since we're in a golden age, let's do the Bank first here. And then the Cayley Hall. That way we don't have to worry about inflated happiness until... we are losing Zanzibar, that's something to keep in mind, but until we can work towards a great golden age counter once again, is what I was getting at. It's not the best motivation, but, you know, it's a coin flip. They're the same. Alright, there's some copper, so that kind of offsets the loss of Zanzibar that's incoming. So I'm that much happier with having chosen. Alright, so he wants to leapfrog, basically. So we will start the road there. He can come pre-build a farm here. Interrupt. So he can like do... Oh yeah, the horse tile. So one of these guys can start building a road here. The other one can develop a horse. And then they'll both be right here if we need to replace one of these workers here. Speaking of replacing workers, we want this guy captured. So let's do this. Looks like we have 5 shots we can dump into this tile specifically, which is nice because we should be able to kill that pikeman for free. So let's back the Great General up and move the worker here so we can pillage here. Now he's damaged but not in peril, which will be helpful as we press in with our people. And then, let's see, he needs the XP the most, so we'll take a shot there. He needs the XP second most, so we'll shoot there, and then he should be able to take out the pikeman, right? 1, 2, fantastic. Cool. Alright, so we'll push this guy in, like so, gets us more visibility. This is really good to see. I'm so happy to see this, because we're basically relying on 3 crossbows, right? And one does not have range, one does have range, and one's about to get it. So from these 3 tiles, we should be able to clean up just about everything we could encounter here. That's really good to find. He pushes in. He can push in, but he's the damaged one. He's the lightning rod for this moment. We would ideally like for him to come out to this tile if he wants to fight with us. So let's keep him back for the time being. Plus, you know, next turn, step, repair, pillage step is an option. So, okay, we'll move him here. He's coming over here. Don't know what we'll find. He's coming over here just to secure. Looks very good, especially with this guy dancing to look over the lake tile here. So maybe we have him come back him up just in case they get into trouble. Because there are 2 little chutes here we could enter. Put a little more pressure as these guys get beat up. Replacement. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I kind of like that. So we can reach all the way to here. And would have even if that tile was finished. So that's fantastic. He's going to heal up there. He's waiting. And I guess we'll go still play fish in a barrel over here. Don't see him right now, but we can go. So yeah, we'll have them head on down here. And since the musician's coming up, hey, Vilcabamba, that makes me think of Tomb Raider. Let's see what this guy wants for open borders. Unacceptable. 4 gold. Okay, that's not gonna work. I don't want to do 4 gold per turn. Alright, Edinburgh to go. And there we go. So remains in the fold for some time. Very nice. Very nice. Not much going on here. We're going to heal this guy up. Eventually we'll do some dancing around here. But his visibility here is just fine. So since we have nothing to shoot at, we can step back for the visibility here. Keep that fresh. And he'll just stick around. He's just sticking around. And this guy is now out of stuff to do here. Ren's going to grow there. That tile's already developed. Everything around here is already developed. This is a hill, so let's go chop that down. I'm glad that little icon drew attention to that. Okay, one more turn. Yeah, that's a boat I can shoot at. That's a boat I can shoot at. Well, no, I can't. I can't shoot at the other one. That's fine. It's weird that he's just jumping off. She's just jumping all our units into the water. Unit promotion. Okay, rain. Nope, nope, nope. He got his double tap. That's good, though. That's good. Let's see here. Germany stole theology. That's fine. We whipped them hard. They can take some stuff. Ren grows borders and grows population same time. 11 and 5, 9 and 7. Horses to Pakal. GPT, peace treaty expired. Let's see. I'm gonna try to get open borders with this guy. Now he wants horses as well. Hey, that's an interesting thought. Horses. Do we have any coming back anytime soon? 4 turns. 1 from the Inca. That's just the only one though, huh? Well, you know. Don't know what to say. We gotta get them open borders at some point. What about iron? Coming back in 2 and 3. 3 from Ethiopia. And 3 turns. Maybe he'll have an interest in those. Lost horses from Bratislava. Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, it's a good thing these guys are coming over, huh? We can help out, maybe. Alright. Trade route established for we knew that. Lost horses. Seeks investors. We're not going to do that, but... Alright, so we'll clean out all that. There's a farm. That's a better tile than that, so there we go. We don't need the extra faith right now. We'll pick it up when it's convenient. Let's see. Done there, and done there. But since we slotted people into the specialist slots, there's no benefit from going there. Okay, so shoot there, shoot there. Want to spread the damage around. He's healing. Let's see. Okay. Musicians coming over. From here, he could hop in the water. Oh, crap. What am I doing? They would want to go up through here, right? Well, if we can't get open borders anyways. We do have some shooty types coming down, so maybe that works out all the same. In fact, maybe throwing the musket man in the water draws the boats if they're still over here. So obviously we would rather take care of that before the musician jumps in, but we'll just have him do a mine there. And what was he doing? He was coming... Oh, I forget. He got sidetracked by here, so he's coming over to Cardiff. That's what it was. Okay. Alright. So here we go. This is the guy we'd like to get captured. Fat chance, like, at this rate. This is a hill, so we can step for visibility and step back, which is something that we wanted to do, but actually dangling here, maybe he gets captured. Don't know. Alright, so he comes up like this, repairs, pillage, step forward, and that allows all of our people to step forward. Actually, this is not a guaranteed lightning rod now. I didn't think that through. Oh well. Come here. We had eyes here, it's clear, so I'm okay with push. Well, if we push them through, then shoot there, shoot there, shoot there. Alright. Alright, he's coming over here. I'm sorry, my roommate's singing in the shower. It's very distracting. She knows I'm recording, so it's kind of upsetting, but nothing I can do from here. Alright. So, he's coming over to maybe help the shooters or go down to Denmark. He'll come over here. Horses, and this guy's done, so one will get on the horses, one will start a road. Looks like he's got a little more healing to do. And he is going to leapfrog and start the road here. And that way, that's all taken care of in time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When this says 1, and then he'll finish next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're in position, and then we can settle the turn after that. So that's pretty good. That gives him time to get out of his way, chop that down, etc., etc. So he's just sitting around waiting. And we do want this guy to move in. Unfortunately, the way we bugged out over here, I don't have good coverage, so unfortunately, I hope that doesn't come back to bite us on the butt, but it might. I think we just have the one horse to trade, so there's nobody that's interested in it. He still does not have money, and all of our workers are spoken for. Alright, so we are way past the half-hour mark. I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you will leave me any comments you have with some of the comments I had at the start of the show. Let me know your thoughts, please. Please leave me a like and subscribe if you feel that I've earned it. And I will see you guys in the next part. Take care.